I'm not sure whether we can hear Rashmiji. Shall we start then, Jagat? I welcome, this is Asela from Sleva. I welcome all of you to the webinar, and I invite Mr. Jagat Senaviratne, the Vice President of Sri Lanka Evaluation Association, to make welcome remarks.
Mr. Jagat, we can't hear you. Can you turn on your mic and speak, please?
Sorry, Chamaskar. So good. I hope now it's okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, as the Vice Chair of the Sri Lanka Evaluation Association, I would like to welcome all of you to the webinar organized by Leva. Happy to see all of you. On behalf of Sleva Council and membership, I would like to thank Dr. Ghana Pati for accepting our invitation for making the presentation today. This is the third, as I think all of you know, this is the third webinar in the series of webinars organized by Sleva this year. I think I would like to see all of you in the future webinars as well. In addition, I would like to say something about Sleva. Also, we have lined up so many activities this year to enhance the evaluation capacity and culture in this country. So one of the success activities that we implement is the start. We were able to commence postgraduate diploma course in partnership with Sri Lanka Jayewardenepura University, and we have set up an evaluation center there to promote evaluation and extend evaluation capacity building, academic courses to even to other universities. Today, webinar will be actually moderated by Dr. Kashmi Agrawal. So let me introduce also on for the webinar. She is the most experienced as the alumni of International Development Program for Evaluation, IPDEP. Has long years of experience as a trainer, as a researcher in the field of monitoring and evaluation. She has actually authored several books and papers and presented papers in various international as national conferences. She has designed her own course on monitoring and evaluation as working as a course director. So as a long-term member of IDEAS, she contributed a lot significantly to improve evaluation competency documents. So long years of experience, she contributed basically make a huge contribution for improving evaluation culture and capacity across the world. So would like to invite Dr. Rashmi to undertake the moderation part of the session. So wish you all of you once again for the good session. Would like to see you all in the future session as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jagat. Is Rasmiji available now? I don't hear her, so let me continue. Let me introduce Dr. Ghana Pati Ojha. He is the chairman of the Community of Evaluators South Asia, and he was also the president of Community of Evaluators Nepal, and also he is founder member of the Community of Evaluators South Asia. And he is also a board member of International Organization for Cooperation in Evaluation, IOCE. So he has a lot of experience, more than 35 years. I'm sure that you received his CV, the short profile. And so today he is the main speaker on Appreciative Inquiry, and he is very much experienced and knowledgeable on this. So let me introduce and invite Dr. Ghana Pati Ojha to make his presentation. After this, we will have questions and answers session. If you have any questions, please write them in the chat bar, and then we will open after his presentation. We will open for questions and answers. If there's any time and the connection is good, we will also have a few questions let you to ask verbally as well. Uh, Dr. Ganapati Ojha, the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Ashala. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. And thank you, Ashala, for inviting me to present this this webinar. And today's webinar is about appreciative inquiry, and also focusing mainly on the on its approach to evaluation. And what I'm trying to share today is first I'll share about the appreciative inquiry. What is appreciative inquiry? Then I'll share about the appreciative inquiry approach to evaluation. And there will be some subheads under each of these two major area of to these major themes. And then what is AI? Appreciative inquiry is, as you know, is an asset-based approach. Our other approaches are generally based on the problem, the weaknesses. So we develop the knowledge based on the problem. What is if you look at your thesis of your master's program or your PhD program, first thing is that what is the problem, to identify the problem. That's the first thing, meaning that the knowledge generation process, what it is now existing, is based on the problem and the weaknesses. Whereas this approach is different from that. This is what are the strengths. So it doesn't go to the problem. It goes to the strength. That's why we say this as the asset-based approach. And also it is not done only by one person or one researcher. So this is a kind of cooperative research. And it is the integration of program design, integration of the program delivery. So it's not just one aspect, designing the program, but it is also the envisioning and the delivering the program based on strengths. Coming a little bit toward the background of this appreciative inquiry, it started in mid-1980s. What happened? A PhD student in Case Western Reserve University in the United States. Tried went to the field and found that went to and his questionnaire, there were some fixed questionnaire, like different with different options, and there were some open-ended questions also in his questionnaire. And in the open-ended questions, there was something. What are the strengths of your organization? Because he was conducting the thesis on the organizational development, and in that organization, it was in fact a clinic, a big clinic, and he asked, "What are the strengths of your organization?" When he asked this thing, people spoke, from the heart. When he asked, What are the problem of your organization? Then they were not, he found that perhaps they were not speaking from the heart. Perhaps they are telling different rather than what really are the problem. Then he thought some way that, oh, people speak more openly from the heart if you ask them the positive things. If you ask their success, they speak wholeheartedly. So he just found this thing and came back to the university and discussed this issue with his advisors that, oh, I found that that the people speak more truly, open-heartedly if we ask their strength. And propose that, oh, I want to develop my thesis based on the strength. So what are the strengths of your organization rather than going from the problem? So he developed his thesis differently, not identifying the problem, but identifying the success stories. So it was in something like mid-80s, and the advisor very reluctantly accepted that proposal, and he conducted the research based on the strength. So from that onward, this appreciative inquiry came into existence, and nowadays different organizations are using it. In the developed world, this approach is being used in business and organization development. In the developing world, it is largely used by the development organizations. In case of evaluation, it's a kind of innovative approach. And now it is emerging as an approach now, as an innovative approach now. But it is yet to be popularized among the evaluators themselves, as also among the funding agencies. But it is widely useful for utilization of evaluation. So it is a kind of utilization focused evaluation, we can say also. And what it assumes is that all human systems have something about their, something good about their present, or if not in the present, they could, perhaps they have in the past something very good thing that they have. So what it says that all systems, no matter how troubled, maybe they are very troubled in the troubled stage, can find practices, experiences, or ways of being that work well, or have at sometimes in their hostility. The organization, they have work well, maybe in the past or currently. So every organization I have worked well. That is one of the assumptions. And then this AI draws the analytical focus to this type of the factors. So the root cause of success. Also, what were the root cause of the success? And the root cause of the success are the basis for the change action. Instead of looking for deficit or what is the problem, so what is the lacking in the system, so this approach identifies the root cause of success. Now, a little bit of the principle about the appreciative inquiry. First principle is the constructionist principle. It said the worlds create the world. So how you can say that have the meaning, that have significant meaning, rather than telling differently. So it says that the all create the alls. That's the meaning. The principle of simultaneity, meaning that as you inquire, as you ask the question, the change start from the right then. So it's the question and change, they start simultaneously. That is what it says. And poetic principles. So you have tremendous thing like a poet, So as poet are imaginary. So it is also, there are so many of the things, positive things you cannot you can imagine. So that is what it means. So anticipatory principle. So the image inspire for action. So image is the main thing. Yeah. Positive principle. Question lead to the positive change. Learn from the past success and bring out the best of the people. That is the positive principle. These were 4 principles before, and one of the PhD students of mine, he added another principle, wholeness principle. While this SDGs came into existence, then we added this thing, another principle, which is the wholeness principle. This is inclusion and participation. Now you may say, oh, if we do not talk about the problem, so how about the problem? Although it doesn't deny the problem, doesn't ignore it, but advocate that you want to transform a relationship or situation, an organization or community. Focusing on strength is more effective than focusing on problem. So problem-based approach also is a good approach, but this approach is more effective than this approach. That is one of the things it says. When we turn people's attention from what is wrong to who are at our best, then conflict turns to cooperation. So if you want to bring the cooperation, don't say what is the problem with you. So bring the similarity, talk about the similarity rather than the differences. Then you will get the cooperation. That is what it says, yeah. What's the problem? Now it has 4D cycle, we say. I'll go. Yeah. First thing is define affirmative topic of choice. So any topics that is positive. So we have to define that thing, affirmative. And out of 4D, 1D is discovery. Discovery of success. What gives life? Discovery of strength. Discovery of cooperation, like that. And then second phase is based on the discovery, dream or vision, envisioning. Dream is envisioning. What might be? What is the world calling for envisioning results? So the second D is dream, discovery, first discovery, then based on the finding of the discovery phase, then people are asked to dream what would you like to see 20 years from now, something like that. Yeah. Then after the vision is created, and this vision also is created not just by one person, but the whole bunch of the people. And then comes the design phase. Based on the vision or the dream, you design how to achieve that dream. And the fourth D is delivery, or this how to, it is the detail of the design. The detail of the work, kind of work, the action plan, we may say, action plan to bring a design into the reality. So these are the 440 cycle. I think I should now stop for the AI and should move towards evaluation, AI evaluation. As I told before, it is an innovative approach in evaluation. So it talks about the what are the strengths, what are the successes in the program and project or in the organization, and what are the root cause of that success. There are two basic questions in evaluation, AI evaluation. What factors gave life to a particular program or the project or the organization when it was or is most alive, successful, and effective? So what are these factors? When the project did it best, so what was the successful and effective factor? And what possibilities provide opportunities for more vital, successful, and effective form of program or organization? So what is the success and how it could be even more success? That is the essence, yeah. Now how AI evaluation works? It involves large number of the stakeholders. It's not only done with few people, but everyone in the organization is a part of the evaluation. Everybody is asked about the organization's strength, about their own strength, individual strength as well as organization's strength, and is asked how it happened, and so this gives the factor of the strength or the success. Storytelling. So another thing is storytelling, the focusing on what worked rather than what did not. So again, the factor of success it also provides the factor of success. Focuses on a story of the best practices, peak moments, greatest learning, successful processes, generative partnership, and so on. So it focuses on the best practices, the best moment in the life of the organization or in the life of the project or the program. Yeah. And what were the greatest learning? And it integrates inquiry and action together. It does not just go into the inquiry, but also call for the action, meaning that the use of evaluation now. Once the evaluation is done, so it goes to the use of the evaluation now. So that is what it means, integrates inquiry and action. That's why I was telling you before that it is a kind of utilization focused evaluation as well. So it recognizes the contribution of different stakeholders. So it asks a question, who were there? Who were others, other organization or other project contributing to this outcome? So that's why it recognizes the contribution of different stakeholders. Process. Discovery. The first phase was the discovery, and in the discovery phase, what we do is status of the project. So, what is the status of the project or the program or the subject for the study, and what are the achievements? What are the lessons learned? And then it goes way forward. This is done in the discovery phase, and then it integrate the management response to evaluation. So in the management response to evaluation, either we accept or partially accept or reject, and to make the comment and action plan. So After this, the lessons are, after the evaluation is conducted, then it reviews the evaluation, and based on that, it revisits the project goal. Then should the project still have the same goal, or the goal should be revised? And also it redesigns the project or the program based on the finding. Then should the design, should the strategy or the design be the same, or it should be changed? So it reviews this process also after the evaluation, and revise delivery action plan. So also it looks also whether the action plan need to be revised. So this is how it the evaluation is conducted, and how the findings of the evaluation are integrated. In the discovery phase, in the AI interview, so what is known as the root cause of the success. So what are the root causes of the success? Root cause of support from the stakeholders. What were the root causes of support from the stakeholders, and what were the root causes of the people's participation, and the real status? What is the real status of the project now as a result? Then what are the achievements? What are the lessons learned and way forward? So I little bit elaborated in this slide. From what I told before. Another thing what it does do is that if there is any achievement, then is that achievement the achievement is for that achievement, who were other people, other organization, other project contributing to that achievement? So it gives the sense that it's not, if there is any outcome, it's not only, this outcome is not only by that project or the program, but there might be some other factors, other organizations also contributing to that outcome. So it recognizes the contribution of different stakeholders, different programs. It's a kind of it's a kind of way to harmonize the contribution of different programs. And in the design phase, after the evaluation, what it does is, based on the evaluation findings of discovery, the vision of the program under study is revisited. That is, I was telling before that the same thing. Yeah. And in the design phase, review of what it is done, review of the policies, plan, strategies, processes, systems, and approaches created in the beginning during the design phase for reaching the design phase are re-envisioned, refined future. Dreaming again, examining whether the resources, and it is examined again in the design phase, whether the resources, human resources, physical resources, the fiscal resources, financial resources, social time frame, and others allocated for the particular theme are still all right, or need reallocation or readjustment. So in the design phase, it reviews whether the resources allocated before are all right, or they need some kind of revision, reallocation, readjustment. So in the design phase, it goes, it reviews whether the design should be changed, or they should remain as such. In the destiny and delivery phase, the participant or the stakeholder review previously made commitments and the action plan, based on the evaluation findings and reaffirm their personal and organizational commitment so that the redesigned statements are realized. So again, in the action plan also, they review it, they make in the action plan, they have to make the commitment, and whether the commitment are adequate, the commitment made during the design phase are adequate or they need to be changed. Whether the action plan made before is all right or it needs to be changed. So it is also reviewed that way. This might be my final on the last slide. So over here, when to use the appreciative inquiry, when it is appropriate. Maybe in all conditions it is not appropriate, but under this condition, the appreciative inquiry approach is approach to evaluation is more appropriate. Firstly, the organization is, if the organization is interested in using participatory and collaborative evaluation approaches, there it is useful. There the AI is appropriately placed. If there is a desire to build evaluation capacity, in the capacity building, also it is very useful because it brings all people, the whole system into a place. That's why the capacity building is more enhanced in this process. The evaluation includes wide range of stakeholders that I have been telling this. Yeah, all people are involved over there. There is a limited time and resources for conducting the evaluation. If there is a limited time and resources for conducting the large scale evaluation, then also it is useful. The organization value innovation and creativity. If the organization values innovation and creativity, over there also it is more useful. The organizations, if the organization want to use evaluation finding to guide its change efforts, also it is more appropriate under that condition. Yeah, this is all from my side, and so now I'll appreciate the question from your side. Hello, Asala.
Yes, Ganapatji, thank you very much. I think Rasmi ji is ready for the moderation. That's why I was waiting. Yeah. Rasmi ji, are you there? If not, okay, we will take some questions. Yes, Rasmi ji, are you there? So we will take some questions until if she comes in between. Now let me read some questions. Who are the stakeholders of appreciative inquiry? To take questions one by one, right?
Yeah, that will be better. Yeah. Yeah, who are the stakeholders of appreciative inquiry? In fact, in appreciative inquiry, all systems, the people are all people in the systems are the stakeholders. Like if we are talking of a project, the donor is the stakeholder. The commissioning agency is the stakeholder. The implementing agency is the stakeholder. The real beneficiary, is the stakeholder. So all are the stakeholder. So this is not just if we miss someone, the evaluation will not be complete. So in the appreciative inquiry, the whole system is the stakeholder.
Thank you. Another question is appreciative inquiry more of qualitative?
Yeah, the one who asked the question, yes, he is correct. Yeah, he or she is correct. It's
Okay,
qualitative.
thank you. Is there an example of evaluation that you have conducted, and how was the process conducted?
Yeah, actually, what happened, when this the appreciate, I'll give an example of a college that was in Nepal, and we introduced the appreciative inquiry approach itself in the college system. And when I say we introduced, so there are the things doing differently than in the traditional way. The first thing is that in the orientation, we provided this approach. Okay, this is a strength-based approach, and it brings all people. It encourages cooperative learning, and it's so you have to develop your life in your life in the way that you want to. So that this thing we told for the students. And what happened if there was some sometimes student had the conflict, and when they come in with the complaint, then we used to ask them, because conflict are between the friends now. So then we among the students, then we used to ask, when you were a good friend, then what you find his or her quality. The one who made the complaint, he would tell, oh yes, when we were a good friend, at that time he has this quality, this quality, this quality. They used to say. So why you are then quarreling when he's so good guy? So our situation just that happened. Okay, now what you will do? Okay, sir, we will not come to quarrel now. That kind of things. So they were telling it. See, and also we encourage them to read cooperatively, and so they share their learning also. And what happened in the final examination of the student? What happened? Out of top 10, 5 the top students were from our college in the whole the country. So it was very surprising. So how it happened? Then we try to evaluate this the students and the process as well. Then we ask them, what made you all these five guys coming in the top position in the country from one college? Then they told that, sir, we started we share our learning. In other colleges, the one student does not share his or her learning with another student. It is because they think that if I share, then maybe he or she will be in top position. Then that will be topper than me. So that's why in other colleges they didn't share this thing. But in our college, we encourage them to share their learning and all share their learning. That way, that is why from our college there were more top level student because of their shared approach. That was one thing. And then what are then other things? Then they told that, okay, our teachers also were teaching us in a way that they did not curse us. They did not just want, oh, you are bad guy. They didn't say this thing. Okay, you can do it, do it, do it. They told this thing. That's why, that was also another factor that contributed for our learning. That another thing, that is what they told. And third thing, they told that, okay, and also, of course, we also made our the more efforts for the study. It is because we were encouraged that way. So they told another thing in that way. And also they told that, okay, our the school system took our cared us personally. If there were some personal issues also, the school system you know, dealt it in a way that the problem is not of we student, but of the school also. So that way, you know, the school environment was also very conducive. So they told that way. So we evaluated the success of the student, the asking the question that way. That is one example.
Okay, thank you, Ganapatiji. Another question is, what sampling strategy do you use? And at what point do you ask challenges in the project, or how do you structure it?
Yeah, in the sampling strategy, because this is the kind of, you know, group strategy. It is so we conduct the evaluation in the group. It's not just with one person. And in the group, so it's a kind of, you may say, a kind of focus group, you may say, and a kind of larger focus group. It's in focus group we have fixed number of the people, you know, 15, 20, something like that. But here you can have as many people as in the group. Maybe even 100 also are easily easily handled in this approach. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. What is the difference between the conventional approach and appreciative inquiry?
Yeah, conventional approach, I told you, the focus on the problem. What was not working well here, but it is over here. It is what is working well. So that is the main difference. But at the same time, what we focus is that in the project, if you talk in the project, what I do is that. So what is the number one success of your organization or of this project? I asked this thing. They said, okay, they say many things. No, don't say one thing. Just tell me one thing. What is the best one? Then they say, okay, this is the best thing. So how it happened? What was the factor of making this the best? I asked this thing. Then they say, okay, this and this and this. Then I asked another question. Who were the other organizations putting to this success? Then they say this and this and this. Then, then this, because rather than asking what I asked what happened.
Ganapatiji, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask everyone to mute their mics, please? Still be here. Gerard, can you also mute your mic, please? Because we hear a lot of background noise. And okay, Ganapatiji, the next question is, how does the tool for appreciative inquiry being structured?
Huh? Please repeat again.
How does the tool for appreciative inquiry being structured?
How?
How does the tool for appreciative inquiry being structured?
Oh, how does the appreciative inquiry being structured?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How it is structured? Is it that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The tool of the appreciative inquiry is the interview tool. Mainly, we say this is the interview tool, largely, and the tool is constructed with a question, with a broad question rather than a fixed question. With a broad question, again asking, what was in your project in the currently or in the past, what was what was what were what were the greatest success of your project when it was in its peak condition, or when it was best, in that best period, what was the best success of your organization, or the project, or the program, so whatever you are studying. So it starts from there, and then they say, then what were the main causes, what were the main factors. So we go that way.
Okay, thank you.
The open-ended interview is the main open-ended interview, and the storytelling are the main the main tools. Yeah.
Okay. That's very useful. And most of the participants are asking about the presentation. Yes, we will share the presentation with you. If you have registered through the link in the webinar announcement, definitely we have your contact details, including the email address. So we can send the presentation to your email address. That's not a problem. So you all will get a copy of the presentation, and I hope if you want to liaise with Dr. Ghana Pati Ojha, he will post the email address, his email address, or if you write to Sri Lanka Evaluation Association, we can of course connect you with Dr. Ghana Pati Ojha for further discussion. Let me also see a few other questions.
Yeah.
Is there any assumption on appreciative inquiry?
Yeah, there are assumption. The principles are the assumption. So that one of the assumptions is that every system, every organization has strength. No matter how it is in the how bad condition it is now, it is in the currently or in the past, it has the success story. That is one of the assumptions.
Okay, right. And how appreciative inquiry related to theory of change?
Oh yeah, it is very much related to theory of change. I mean, it is because if in the design phase you design the project based on some assumptions, and it's and also it is a because theory, in the theory of change also, you have to, if you do this thing, then it will happen this thing. The same way here also, if you use, one of the changes, theory of change would be, if you use the strength-based approach under this and this condition, the change will be faster than using other approaches. So this kind of the theory, this kind of theory also be developed. So the activities leading to the output leading to outcome leading to impact under certain assumption. Yeah, it is also something similar to the other approaches in terms of developing the theory, the change theory. But of course, it always stresses on the strength. Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Ganapati. And some of the participants are asking sample reports. Is it possible to share sample reports? Are there any, case studies available? Any appreciative inquiry studies available for the participants to go through? How can they access them?
Yeah. So I'll give some of the some addresses in the way so from there they can access. Yeah.
Okay, if you yes, if you send some links or addresses, definitely we can share with the participants.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Uh, yeah, that is possible.
Yeah.
Uh, Another question: how can you use appreciative inquiry in the projects and projects that need quantitative data?
Yeah, it can be. Also, I told you that also you can see hmm, once you get the quantitative results. After getting the quantitative results, you will find in the quantitative results also that something is working. So based on the success data on the success, you can ask the question, how it happened? What were the root causes of this being this project success? So you can start from there. After getting the quantity, because after getting the quantitative results, this qualitative method can complement this quantitative the method.
Okay, thank you very much. And also there is another question about relationship between evaluation questions and appreciative inquiry. I think it's more of like comparison between evaluation questions and appreciative inquiry.
Yeah, evaluation question. No, you can formulate the evaluation question based on the appreciative inquiry. So again, here, as I mentioned before, that the appreciative inquiry question starts with the success, asking the success. What was the success? Why it was the success? So so these are the evaluation questions. How relevant was this? How effective was this, and why it was so effective, and how it could have been less costly, and how it would be how sustainable how it is likely to be sustained. This kind of question can be asked through the appreciative inquiry approach in the evaluation.
Thank you very much. I am not sure whether there are any. There was a series of questions. I'm not sure whether there are any new questions here. Only question I see is appreciative inquiry method similar as public hearing?
Oh no, it is different. Public hearing is both goes for is a different approach, and that's but it is a different approach. It's not the same thing.
Okay, thank you. Are there any specific ethical considerations for appreciative inquiry?
Oh yeah. I think ethical consideration are already taken into the consideration in this approach. It's inbuilt. I think it is inbuilt in the way that we do not ask the negative question here. So since we ask always the positive questions, the ethical issues are already inbuilt, in my opinion, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I see.
In the meantime, I see some participants are sending the email address as well. If you, as I mentioned, if you have registered through the link we gave, we have your email addresses. In any case, I ask Chamatkar to mention the Sri Lanka Evaluation Association email address also in the chat bar, because if you don't hear from us, you can also contact us by email, so at least you have some connection. Chamatkara, can you please add the Sleva email address on the chat bar? And so let me see if there are any Other questions? How are the data analysis for AI?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the analysis is done itself by the participants themselves in the interview process. That is the main thing. But there might, if you are having to, if you have something to collect later on, also can be asked them, ask the organizations or the group to send later. But mainly the analysis is done by themselves, by the participants themselves.
Thank you, Dr. Ganapati. I think we have covered almost all the questions. Participants may have other questions as well. As we mentioned, of course, you can contact Dr. Ganapati Ojha and have, more communication about this approach. And we thank Dr. Ganapati Ojha for doing the webinar, being the main speaker. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Also, we thank all the participants for registering and also joining the webinar. And also we thank our colleagues Chamatkara and few others who organized the webinar and also did test calls, and also Dr. Rashmi Agrawal, who was supposed to be the moderator. Unfortunately, due to some technical issues, she could not moderate it, but she was connected in the webinar. We hope that in future she can moderate our webinars. And this is one of the series of the webinars we organized, and we will have more webinars coming in, and hope you all will join. So thank you everyone, and we had exact 1 hour webinar. We started at 7:30 IST and now it's 8:30. So have a good night, good day if you are in a different region, and hope to connect you again in our webinars. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashala, for giving this opportunity. I enjoyed being with you this evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.